Growth never happens inside your comfort zone. It's easy to stay in familiar territory where things feel safe and predictable. But it's in the discomfort of pushing beyond that boundary where true transformation occurs. Stepping outside of your comfort zone is the key to breaking through your limits and discovering new opportunities. When you challenge yourself to do something that scares you, something that feels uncertain, you're not only expanding your skills, you're expanding your potential. Persistent effort to face the unknown will lead to greater resilience, confidence, and success. Because growth doesn't come from avoiding discomfort, it comes from embracing it. The moment you push past your comfort zone, you unlock new possibilities. That initial fear or hesitation is normal, but it's also a sign that you're on the verge of something great. Whether it's taking on a challenging project at work, learning a new skill, or taking a risk in your personal life, each step outside your comfort zone allows you to experience growth in ways you never thought possible. As you continue to push yourself, you'll begin to notice that what once seemed daunting becomes more manageable, and your confidence will start to grow. With persistent action, the unknown becomes familiar, and your limits begin to stretch further than you imagined. Persistence is the key to making the leap from your comfort zone into a place of growth and opportunity. Each time you face discomfort head-on, you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges and keep moving forward. It's through persistent effort and a willingness to step into the unfamiliar that you uncover the true depth of your potential. When you choose to push through fear, you create the opportunity to learn, evolve, and succeed. Breaking through your comfort zone isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous process that requires resilience, bravery, and an unwavering commitment to personal growth. With each step forward, you're not just breaking through your own limitations. You're opening the door to new, exciting possibilities. Mental toughness is the secret ingredient that separates those who give up from those who thrive. It's the ability to stay focused, maintain control, and keep pushing forward, even when the challenges feel overwhelming. This inner strength isn't something you're born with. It's built through persistence. Every time you decide to push through discomfort, every time you choose not to quit when things get tough, you're training your mind to handle even greater challenges. Mental toughness is developed over time, and the more you exercise it, the more resilient you become in the face of adversity. What makes mental toughness so crucial in the pursuit of your goals is that it enables you to handle setbacks without losing momentum. When things go wrong, the mentally tough don't panic. They recalibrate and keep going. This ability to stay calm under pressure, to embrace struggle as part of the process, is what allows you to stay on course toward your dreams. Persistent effort, even in the toughest of times, strengthens your mental resolve, allowing you to bounce back faster from failures and keep your eyes fixed on the long-term objective. It's this mental endurance that turns obstacles into mere stepping stones. By embracing persistence, you train your mind to withstand setbacks and stay focused on the bigger picture. Mental toughness is about accepting that pain and discomfort are part of the journey and using them as fuel rather than roadblocks. Every challenge faced with persistence is an opportunity to develop a stronger, more resilient mindset. With mental toughness, you're not just enduring, you're growing, evolving, and becoming someone capable of overcoming any challenge. In the end, it's the combination of persistence and mental toughness that gives you the edge in achieving what others might deem impossible. Success isn't just about the destination, it's about the journey. The grind, the daily effort, the practice, the perseverance can often feel grueling, but it's this very grind that leads to mastery. When you embrace the process, rather than fixating on the end result, you begin to find fulfillment in every step you take, regardless of how small. This shift in mindset is powerful because it allows you to stay motivated even during the tough times. By loving the grind, you start to see each challenge as an opportunity to improve, not a setback to avoid. This persistent focus on growth and improvement, rather than immediate rewards, is what separates those who achieve true mastery from those who burn out. The key to embracing the grind is to understand that growth happens in the mundane, not just in the breakthroughs. Whether you're learning a new skill, building a business, or working toward a personal goal, the journey will always have its ups and downs. But the beauty of persistence lies in showing up day after day, doing the work even when the results aren't immediate. Each small action, each failure, each success, all contribute to your growth. When you learn to love the grind, it doesn't feel like work anymore. It becomes part of who you are, and the journey itself becomes the reward. This is where true mastery is born, not in the easy wins, but in the moments of consistent effort and continuous improvement. Embracing the grind doesn't mean you won't face frustration or setbacks. It means you understand that every step is part of the bigger picture. Success is the result of daily dedication, where your passion for the journey drives you to push forward, no matter the obstacles. When you shift your focus from the finish line to the process itself, you begin to cultivate a deeper, more enduring sense of purpose. It's not just about achieving a goal, it's about becoming someone who thrives on the effort, who finds satisfaction in the constant evolution, and who understands that true mastery comes not from shortcuts, but from embracing the grind every single day. One of the greatest misconceptions about success is that it's a straight path. In reality, every great achievement is built on a foundation of failures and setbacks. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is their ability to keep moving forward despite failure. Each setback is not a reflection of your ability, but rather a lesson in what doesn't work. Persistence allows you to view failure not as a roadblock, but as a stepping stone, an opportunity to adjust, improve, and come back even stronger. Without the willingness to fail and keep going, growth becomes impossible. When you persist in the face of adversity, you begin to the most successful people in history have experienced failure, but their ability to bounce back and keep pushing forward is what set them apart. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb, yet he didn't see those failures as defeats. Instead, he viewed them as essential discoveries that led him closer to his goal. Persistence turns failure into valuable experience, giving you the knowledge and resilience needed to tackle future challenges. The key to transforming setbacks into success lies in adopting a mindset of relentless persistence. When you keep pushing forward, even when things aren't going your way, you begin to build resilience. Each time you persist, you not only gain insight into how to improve, but also strengthen your belief in yourself. In the end, it's not the failure that defines you, but the willingness to continue despite it. With persistence, what seemed like an obstacle becomes a lesson, and what once felt like an end is merely the beginning of a new opportunity. Success is not built on sporadic bursts of effort, but on consistent everyday actions that align with your long-term goals. The power of persistence lies in the habits you form. When you integrate positive habits into your daily routine, you lay the foundation for continuous progress, even when motivation wanes. Habits have the unique ability to automate action, making persistence feel less like a conscious struggle and more like an effortless part of your life. The key to unlocking your full potential is creating daily rituals that support your growth and keep you moving forward, even on the days when your willpower is low. The beauty of habits is that they compound over time. Small, consistent actions, like reading a chapter of a book every day, exercising for 30 minutes, or dedicating an hour to a passion project, build up and lead to dramatic results. The persistence required to maintain habits is not about forcing yourself to work harder, but about creating systems that make progress inevitable. Once you establish a habit, it becomes a natural part of your day, which means that even without consciously thinking about it, you're still making strides toward your goal. Habits remove the friction that often slows us down, making persistence feel more fluid and sustainable. By intentionally shaping your habits around your goals, you set yourself up for lasting success. Over time, these small, consistent actions will become second nature, reinforcing your commitment to your vision. Habits create momentum, and as you continue to show up day after day, you'll begin to see the transformation unfold. The key to mastering persistence is in making it part of your everyday life, turning the process of growth into a routine rather than an effort. Once you harness the power of habits, your pursuit of success will feel effortless, because your daily rituals will be propelling you toward your goals, no matter what obstacles come your way. Self-doubt is one of the biggest obstacles to achieving greatness. It's that inner voice that tells you that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, or that you're not cut out for the journey ahead. But what if you could silence that voice? What if you could learn to push past self-doubt and use it as fuel rather than a barrier? Overcoming self-doubt is crucial to pushing past your limits because the longer you let it control your actions, the further away you move from your potential. Persistence is the antidote to doubt. The more you keep showing up even when you're unsure, the more confident you become in your abilities. The key to overcoming self-doubt is taking action in spite of it. Every time you persist, despite your fears and insecurities, you prove to yourself that you are capable. You begin to realize that self-doubt is simply a feeling, not a fact, and it doesn't have to dictate your path. In fact, pushing through moments of uncertainty is where true growth happens. By stepping out of your comfort zone, facing challenges head-on, and continuing to take action, you prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. The more you persist, the less power self-doubt holds over you. It's important to remember that self-doubt is normal. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you're human. However, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they deal with that doubt. The key is not to let it paralyze you, but to push past it with relentless persistence. With each step forward, your self-belief strengthens, and you start to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities for growth. The more you push through, the more you realize that your limits were never as close as they seemed. It's persistence, despite self-doubt, that transforms fear into power and helps you break through to the success you deserve. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, and it is one of the most important traits that fuel persistence. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way, whether it's a personal failure, a professional disappointment, or a roadblock that slows you down. But resilience is what determines whether you stay down or rise back up stronger. When you persist in the face of adversity, you don't just move past the pain or failure. You learn from it, adapt, and emerge more determined. The key to true success is not in avoiding hardship, but in building the inner strength to keep going even when life knocks you down. Every time you persist, you add another layer to your resilience. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's a skill that grows through experience and determination. The more you face challenges and keep going, the stronger your ability to cope becomes. But it's not just about surviving tough times. It's about using them to propel you forward. Each time you overcome a hardship, you gain confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes next. Persistence turns obstacles into opportunities for growth, teaching you valuable lessons that strengthen both your resolve and your skills. With resilience, setbacks become less intimidating and more like opportunities to refine your strategy and come back better prepared for success. Persistence and resilience are interconnected. One fuels the other. The more you persist in the face of adversity, the more resilient you become. And the more resilient you become, the more likely you are to persist. It's a cycle of growth that leads to continuous improvement. When you can bounce back stronger from each setback, you're not just building your ability to weather future storms, but also increasing your capacity to succeed. Resilience isn't about avoiding failure. It's about learning how to persist and rise above, knowing that every challenge is a stepping stone on your path to success. The true power of persistence lies in its ability to turn adversity into strength, helping you build the resilience needed to overcome any obstacle. Consistency is the often overlooked key to achieving long-term success. While most people focus on short-term goals or quick fixes, it's the steady daily effort that makes all the difference over time. The small, consistent actions we take each day might seem insignificant in the moment, but when combined over weeks, months, and years, they compound into substantial progress. Success doesn't happen overnight. And it's not about having a sudden burst of energy or a flash of inspiration. It's about showing up day after day, consistently doing the work, and trusting that these small efforts will add up to something big. One of the reasons consistency is so powerful is that it builds momentum. When you stick to your goals, even on days when motivation is low, you create a rhythm that keeps you moving forward. This momentum makes it easier to keep going, even when things get tough. The act of showing up consistently, no matter how small the task, becomes a habit that eventually carries you through obstacles and setbacks. Consistency helps you break free from the cycle of starting and stopping, and it makes progress feel natural rather than forced. The road to success is rarely a straight line. There will be challenges, distractions, and periods of doubt, but consistency provides a stable foundation to weather these storms. Rather than relying on bursts of motivation that can easily fade, consistency is a reliable tool that keeps you grounded. It teaches you discipline, patience, and resilience. When you consistently take action, no matter how difficult, you reinforce the mindset that success is built through perseverance, not instant results. Over time, this discipline becomes second nature, and you no longer have to fight for motivation. It becomes an ingrained part of who you are. Another crucial element of consistency is its ability to create habits. When you commit to consistent actions, you start to form habits that support your goals. These habits remove the need for constant decision-making or willpower, as they become automatic. For example, writing a page every day can become a habit that eventually leads to writing a book, or exercising regularly can turn into a healthy lifestyle. Once these actions become part of your routine, consistency no longer feels like a challenge. It feels like a natural part of your daily life. In the end, consistency is what separates those who achieve long-term success from those who fall short. It's not about grand gestures or extreme effort, but about the small, repeated actions that compound over time. Consistency builds momentum, creates lasting habits, and fosters resilience. While the journey may take time, and the road may not always be smooth, sticking to consistent actions will always bring you closer to your goals. The secret to success lies not in sporadic bursts of energy, but in the quiet power of showing up every single day. Consistency is often the unsung hero of success. While big leaps and sudden breakthroughs are celebrated, it's the small, consistent actions over time that truly lead to monumental change. Persistence doesn't always look like dramatic shifts. Sometimes it's the quiet, everyday effort that compounds over time to create real transformation. Every small step, every moment of dedication adds up to something much larger than the sum of its parts. When you commit to showing up every day, even when it feels insignificant, you're laying the foundation for future success. It's the consistency in your efforts that creates the momentum needed to break past your limits. In a world focused on immediate gratification, it's easy to overlook the power of consistent incremental progress. However, true growth and achievement aren't about rushing to the finish line. They're about the steady, ongoing pursuit of your goals. Just like building muscle through consistent exercise or learning a language through daily practice, progress becomes inevitable with enough persistence. The beauty of consistency is that it makes the impossible seem possible. When you stay consistent, even on the tough days, you're building habits that make achieving your goals not just a possibility, but a certainty. The key to unlocking your potential lies in this simple truth. Big changes are born from small, consistent actions. Every time you make the choice to show up, to push forward just a little more, you are moving closer to your desired outcome. It's not about waiting for the right moment or the perfect opportunity. It's about putting in the work every single day, no matter how small the effort might seem. Over time, those small steps will accumulate, and you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. Consistency may not offer instant results, but it guarantees long-term success for those willing to persist. Having a clear vision is the driving force that sustains persistence, especially when the journey feels long or the obstacles seem insurmountable. Without a compelling purpose, it's easy to lose motivation when the going gets tough. A clear vision acts as your North Star, guiding your actions and helping you stay focused on the bigger picture. It's the why behind your efforts, and it's the reminder that every step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goal. When you know exactly what you're working toward, persistence becomes more than just a habit. It becomes a deep, unwavering commitment to turning that vision into reality. Vision provides the fuel for resilience. On days when your energy is low or when you're questioning your progress, it's the clarity of your purpose that reignites your determination. Whether your vision is about achieving a career milestone, making a personal breakthrough, or creating something meaningful, it's this sense of purpose that helps you persist, even when the journey feels tedious. With a clear vision, the struggles along the way transform from discouragements into necessary steps for growth. Your vision serves as a constant reminder that the discomfort you feel today is temporary, but the rewards of persistence will be lasting and transformative. A strong, clear vision also enables you to align your actions with your values, ensuring that your persistence is directed toward what truly matters. It acts as a filter for decision-making, helping you prioritize what's important and discard distractions. As you work toward your goals, the persistence you cultivate not only drives you to succeed, but also reinforces the sense of purpose that sustains you over the long haul. The power of vision lies in its ability to inspire and propel you forward. Through the setbacks, the doubts, and the challenges, at the heart of persistence lies the brain's powerful ability to adapt to repeated actions. When we consistently push ourselves to take action, our brain begins to wire itself for success. This phenomenon, known as neuroplasticity, is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections in response to repeated stimuli or experiences. As you persist in your efforts, whether through exercise, learning a new skill, or working toward a goal, your brain strengthens the neural pathways that support those behaviors, making it easier to continue. The more you repeat an action, the more ingrained it becomes in your brain, creating a feedback loop that drives you forward. The act of repetition does more than just improve skill, it boosts motivation. The brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical, whenever we experience progress or success. No matter how small, this sense of achievement fuels our desire to keep going, creating a positive reinforcement cycle that makes persistence feel less like a struggle and more like a natural part of our routine. Over time, persistence becomes a habit that is rewarding, not just because of the external results, but because of the intrinsic satisfaction it brings. This is why people who keep showing up, even after facing failure, are able to stay motivated for the long haul. Incorporating persistence into your daily life is more than just pushing through difficulties. It's about tapping into the brain's natural tendencies to create positive, lasting change. Every time you engage in a task with determination and consistency, you're not only improving your chances of success, but also strengthening your brain's capacity to handle future challenges. The power of persistence lies in how it rewires your mind, helping you achieve more than you ever thought possible, and proving that the more you persist, the more your brain craves progress. In life, the greatest achievements are rarely the result of talent alone. They are the product of relentless persistence. Success doesn't come to those who give up after a few setbacks, but to those who keep pushing forward when every ounce of their body wants to quit. It's about rising every time you fall, showing up when others choose comfort, and continuing to take steps, no matter how small, toward your goals. The journey is tough, but it's the ones who persist that break through barriers and realize their full potential. What separates the dreamers from the doers is not just the desire to succeed, but the will to endure. It's easy to start, but true greatness lies in finishing, pushing past every doubt, every failure, and every roadblock along the way. Persistence is the muscle that transforms struggle into strength, doubt into belief, and obstacles into opportunities. When you choose persistence, you choose growth, not just in what you can achieve, but in who you become in the process. You have within you the power to defy the limits you've set for yourself. Every time you push through the pain, every time you rise after a fall, you gain more than just progress. You gain self-belief. The key to unlocking your full potential isn't in waiting for the perfect moment. It's in relentlessly pursuing your vision, even when the path is unclear. Success doesn't belong to the lucky few. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. So ask yourself, are you ready to push past your limits and embrace the power of relentless persistence? Your future self is waiting for you to take that first step.